Yo, Don Mafia, what up? What is up? Welcome to who knows how many editions of the Don Mafia live stream. But I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, we're here. And I mean, I suppose we have a lot to unpack today. Granted, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Oh, shit. Hold on, y'all. My microphone was so far away. I probably sound like I'm like a million miles away right now. Hold on. Damn. Okay. And so that's good. So back to business, obviously. We obviously have a lot to unpack today because the Bills started releasing a couple of players, and we all know that the deadline is going to be at 4:00 p.m. tomorrow for the Bills to establish their final 53. So, I mean, I'm like absolutely pumped for us to sort of have this conversation, like general Q&A style, hang out like we always do during my live streams. Yeah. So let's go on ahead. Let's go on ahead and just like dive into the chat. What's up, TG1395? Definitely hope you're doing well. What's up, Ajax? Mr. R-Man. And so I'm seeing a lot of new faces in the chat right now, y'all. And I couldn't be happier to welcome you to the Don Mafia. Like, honestly, y'all, like last year I started this channel, like my first Bills video ever. I'm pretty sure I was sitting at about like 300 subscribers. And like, we're like, I want to say we are 30 something away from 8,000 subscribers. And like, that blows my fucking mind. Like, that blows my mind that we're that close to 8,000 subscribers and it's only been a year. So, I mean, it just goes to show you how much like that, like the Bills Mafia community is absolutely thriving. And I could not be thankful for seeing like new faces each and every single stream. And I mean, then again, you know, like it's real, y'all. Like, football is happening. And I mean, I do want to go on ahead and I do sort of want to just give a giant middle finger to all the people that would hit my comment section or would hit my live stream, like live chat, and be like, "Dad, there's not going to be a fucking football season this year, dude. Are you crazy? COVID, dude. COVID." Well, hey, motherfucker. Guess what? Football's happening, baby. Football is happening. And honestly, I'm thankful for that because I honestly have no idea what I would have done for my videos. Would I have started like a mukbang channel or some shit? Like, I was in the dark. I had no idea what the hell I was going to do. But all right, so now let me step off my soapbox and let me go back to the live chat. Thomas, Foul Zone. It's been a while since I've seen you here, man. Finally going to be live on my day off. My man, dude. Welcome. So happy you're here. Nathan, what's good, dude? Hey, man, you know, just chilling. And so me and the girlfriend had a little date night. We always try to do like a nice little happy hour, me and her type thing. And so with me and her, we can go on ahead and spend a little bit of time with each other. Have a couple of drinks at our favorite local spot, which is, by the way, the place that I am going to be live streaming my game reaction next Sunday. Not this Sunday, obviously, but next Sunday once we play the New Jersey Jets. Y'all are going to see the bar that I normally go to watch. Like, I've made a commitment that if y'all like want to watch my game time reaction, come to this channel. It's going to be live exactly like this, but instead, and so you'll see your boy at the bar just getting absolutely smashed and just watching the game. It's going to be sick. What's up, AJ? Nathan, what's up, buddy? What's up, Fanny? Let's trade for Miles Jack. Yeah, man, I heard that. And so Jacksonville is just having an absolute fire sale of all of their decent players. I would probably prefer Miles Jack over AJ Klein, to be honest with you. I think that Miles Jack would be somebody that would easily be able to fill in the shoes of Lorenzo Alexander from last year a little bit better than what AJ Klein could potentially do. But, I mean, I guess only time will tell. But, I mean, I'm actually okay with that as long as the deal and as long as the contract is friendly to the team. Carson, what's good, dude? Jesse, chilling, my dude. JK, When will the roster get announced? 4 p.m. tomorrow is the deadline, man. So far, I know that we ended up parting ways with Corey Thompson and Voshan Joseph, who I was like really rooting for. And so I think that last year he got screwed by getting injured and missing the entire 2019 season. I think that he had a lot of potential, but I just think the timing absolutely screwed him. I feel bad. And then same with the Patrick DeMarco thing where his season is over being placed on the IR. Like, the Bills were not very transparent when it came to how serious that his injury was, because we just heard that DeMarco was on, and so the pup list or something like that, or like he was missing practice due to an injury, but they never went into like severe detail of how serious this was. And I mean, apparently, and so the injury was bad enough to where he's just not coming back all year. And it's intriguing. Like, this is probably going to be a conversation that we'll have like later on during this stream, because especially with Reggie Gilliam being moved to a tight end, you need to ask yourself, like, are the Buffalo Bills moving away from a fullback? And so will there not be a fullback in our offensive scheme this year? So, I mean, we'll most likely need to unpack that later throughout the stream. And so Nathan goes, the Jags are the number one tank bowl contender. Facts, dude. Facts. If any team gets Trevor Lawrence next year, it is going to be the Jags. But I am a Minshew fan, man. And so I love the stash, and so I think he's good. What's up, Norman? My dude, listen, all my favorites are here, man. All my favorites are here. Bostron. And so what's it? Oh, and so, hey, Norman. And so my girlfriend says hi. And so I think that you're her favorite, Norman, honestly. Just because you're the only one that says hi to her, like, during my streams. So she says hi. Seth, what's good, buddy? Let's go, Buffalo. That is damn right, buddy. That is damn right. What's up, Jukesy? What's up, buddy? And so I wanted to keep Joseph. I did too, man. But, I mean, really, at the end of the day, you just need to be able to trust your coaching staff. Because while there wasn't any preseason games, I mean, it's really difficult. It's like really difficult to understand whether or not that they would be able to translate into like real, like on-time game. So I'm just going to have to trust McDermott. And apparently AJ Klein was a better option for the linebacker to take over for Lorenzo Alexander. Believers talk, my buddy. Let's go on ahead. Let's like definitely set up like a collab soon, bro. And so I feel like we need like a big Buffalo Bills like thing. But yo, and so Joe from Believers Talk, what's going on, bro? And so like hashtag sports has been ignoring me for like a month. Like, I've texted Mario like so many times. Like, I'm not sure if like he doesn't fuck with me anymore, but like I'm trying to set up a collab with everybody. So let me know. But anyway, first off, hi Dan. Second, everyone hit the like button. That's why I love you, Joe. Third, a few fake Bills accounts on Twitter right now, so be careful what you believe. Yes, I did end up seeing that somebody impersonated a Sal Twitter account. I forgot what the take was. It was something like disastrous, like something that like I like read and I was just like, that's not Sal. No way. But yeah, so Believers Talk, my dude, thank you. Dante, what's good? Sorry, dude, I'm late, but I made it. Dante, listen, man, it's cool, bro. And so we're only like 9 minutes in. And so I'm probably planning on being here for my usual time, I'd say. I'd say about like an hour, I guess, you know. Chino, what's good? Yo. And so I seen that Patriots fan dude, Master, responded to my comment the other day. Yeah, man, he's like he's a diehard Pats fan. And so he's a buddy of mine. Yeah. And so, like, I mean, like, he'll definitely respond to fans in the comments. Like, I mean, like, he's like a huge trash talker, but it's funny because he has like a trash talking Discord, which is pretty funny. So, I mean, say that y'all are into like trash talk, then I highly recommend that you join it because it is hysterical. Dan, Do you think that Gabe Davis can be a second wide receiver? Young Jothith. Nice name. Nice name. Yeah, man. I mean, definitely eventually. I could definitely see him eventually being a second wide receiver at this point. I mean, really, it's hard for me to take that title away from John Brown, especially when Dude Man was able to like rack up over 1,000 yards in receiving last year. I mean, not unless Gabe Davis absolutely just fucking balls. Like, I'm talking like he puts up, like 160, 180 receiving yards game one against the New Jersey Jets. Then you're going to see him largely in a rotational role, like in more like specific mindsets of being like by the goal line and stuff like that. I could see Gabe Davis actually being a boss in the red zone. In fact, that's funny because I just talked myself into seeing if I can grab him during like my 13th or 14th round during my fantasy draft, which is about to happen tomorrow. So thank you for that question, for, sort of just getting my juices flowing up in here for the fantasy brain. And we'll go up from there. Tom Talks Sports Cards. Trent Murphy seems to always have a good camp, but has never lived up to the contract. Tom Talks Sports Cards. Great points, right? So, I mean, me and Aaron Williams actually. And so, right in case y'all haven't listened to my podcast quite yet with Aaron Williams, former safety of the Buffalo Bills, we had like a very interesting conversation talking about like when you look at a defensive lineman, specifically a defensive end, like you measure their success based off of one stat and one stat only, and that is sacks. But there's so much that goes into that makes a defensive end or makes a defensive lineman good. When you look at what Trent Murphy was able to do in 2019, mind you, he was recovering from an ACL injury in 2018 or 2017, I believe. So theoretically wasn't at 100%, but there's so much to look at. Whether or not that it's the pass rush win rate, where like he absolutely just goes on ahead and he just bulldozes an offensive tackle and gets in the quarterback's face, causing pressure. Trent Murphy was actually good at that. While he didn't have the sacks, and like that's my issue. Like so many people think that if like your defensive end doesn't have more than like 8 sacks or 9 sacks a season, then he's a bust. It's not the case at all, man. Like if he wins on a consistent basis, which Trent Murphy does as far as pass rush win rate, like when he just bulldozes over his opposing offensive lineman, that's a good defensive lineman because he's making the quarterback sweat, make terrible decisions, and cause plays to be made in the secondary. So that's why that I think so many people, they talk shit about Trent, but he does his job. And same thing with Starr. Like, I mean, obviously he did end up opting out this year, but he was another defensive lineman that so many people talk shit about. They're like, oh, dude, like he sucks. He sucks. Like, dude, no, he did his job. He did his job. Was a force in the run game, especially for those interior runs up the middle. And I mean, I like Trent Murphy. I'm crossing my fingers that he makes his team. Daniel, my dude, all my favorites are in here tonight, y'all. And so some new fans too, which is awesome. And which I always love. And so with DeMarco on IR, are the Bills more likely to use his absence on the wide receiver depth or running back depth? Mind my thoughts, dude. Amazing question. And honestly, I haven't really thought about it, but let's unpack this together while we're on this stream. I am under the impression that the Bills are going to completely abandon the fullback this year. And during my 53-man roster projection, I had the Bills simply going with a 6-man receiver room, but I could see the Bills sacrificing the fullback position in general just to go on ahead and add more receivers, whether or not that's like a 7 receiver room. But like, here's one thing that y'all need to realize as well. Like, we're all clamoring for 7 receivers this year. But I mean, y'all, like, say that we do keep 7 receivers, like, there's going to be 2 that aren't going to be dressed. Like, they're going to be healthy scratches. They're just going to be sitting on the sidelines and not being out on the field. If you have 7 people on your 53-man roster, there's 5 that are being dressed, and 2 are just going to be in like a Buffalo Bills hoodie with a headset on. So I suppose I could see it, right? But between the running back and the wide receiver room, I would probably have to say that they would probably add on to the wide receiver room if I had to guess between the 2. Because running back is pretty much set. I mean, like, you need to look at Devin Singletary, Zach Moss. Those 2 are obviously locks. TJ Yeldon is a lock. Tywan Jones, lock, just because of the way that he's been able to perform on special teams. Clearly, the Buffalo Bills have a huge focus on special teams this year. So, I mean, yeah. So, short answer would have to be yes. I don't see us filling the fullback role again. I feel like we're abandoning it. And we'll go from there. And so Bennett goes, and if you haven't listened to the podcast, What's Wrong With You? It's probably the best podcast of all time. Bennett, thank you for stroking my ego. I'm not sure about that, but I do appreciate the love. So like me and Aaron love doing that podcast, y'all. So I mean, like, wherever you listen to podcasts, whether or not that it's the Google Play Store, Spotify, I think it's on Apple Podcasts as well. There's a program called Stitcher. Wherever the hell you listen to podcasts, it's there. It's BLEAV in Bills. We have 2 episodes out already, and the last one we did was a 53-man roster prediction. So say, for example, that you wanted to sort of like read that up, see what's good, then by all means, definitely do it, because this time by 4 p.m. tomorrow, it's going to be irrelevant, especially since the 53-man roster is going to be concrete by that point. Oh, man. My dude, Ted, my dude, $5 donation, dude. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much that helps out this channel, man. It helps me continue to bring you guys saucy-ass content. Thank you so much, dude. $5. Bing, bing, bing. That's a Buffalo Fanatics thing, but you know what? I will take it. Don Mafia, keep the ball rolling. Ted, that's why you're the man, buddy. And I know, like, I can feel the energy already. And so I feel like we're all absolutely pumped about week 1 coming up. It's Friday. It's 9 days away. 9 days away. So, and so I think a lot of us are about to be ready for a 1-0. 1-0 record starting this time 9 days from now. Let me see. Are you going to try and go to any games this year if allowed? Zachary Skelton. Great question, buddy. Yes, I would absolutely love to go to a game. There's just so many questions about New York, man. From what I understand, that say that you're from South Carolina, which I am, and so I live in South Carolina right now. And so I was born in Buffalo, for y'all that don't know. Lived there for a little while. But I'm pretty sure that New York has a quarantine list, and I think that, like, South Carolina needs to quarantine for like 2 weeks before they can enter the state. But I mean, say that gets lifted and say that fans are allowed to actually go into the stadium or like maybe even tailgate outside, then yeah, for sure. I'll definitely be in there. Dude, another $5 donation. Thomas Falzone. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That just absolutely, oh my God, strokes my ego. I love it. Thank you, buddy. How are you feeling about our cornerback room right now? Thomas, I'm feeling very good, actually. I know that we ended up having, I think Levi Wallace got a hamstring injury, right? I feel like a day before Josh Norman ended up coming back. So I know that Josh Norman was out on the field, was out on the practice field, sort of taking, I'm pretty sure he was in a non-contact jersey and just doing like, I'm pretty sure the group of the positional like workouts at that point. I really hope that Josh Norman is going to be able to like dive in and like really be able to make a difference on week 1. I think we might have a little bit to be concerned of the fact that he only had like 3 or 4 practices. So, I mean, like we need to be, I guess somewhat nervous, but as far as the CB room, I'm not worried about Trey. And so I think he's about to have an absolute ball and ass year this year. I think Josh Norman, while I think he might be rusty for like the first quarter or two, I think that he's going to make a pretty huge impact. And then you can't sleep on Taron Johnson either, who's an absolute stud. So, I mean, we'll see what's up. So Brad goes, I think Josh Allen will take a big leap this year with Diggs and Brown and Beasley. Can't wait for the season. We're going to kick some ass. Yeah, Brad, 110%, dude. I really, really think so. And so I think the addition with Diggs, man, it's just going to make Brown and Beasley even better. Just because I think that once you put a receiver out there like Stephon Diggs, that like with opposing defenses, they're not going to know who to cover because Beasley and Diggs are amazing at route running. They can create space like a motherfucker. And then John Brown, he's that speedster that's going to punish people. So I don't think defenses are going to know who to cover, and it's going to completely open up our entire playbook. So RC3, $5 donation, dude. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. It's like a wildfire at this point. Love the content. Keep it up. What do you think they're going to do with the CB room? It's kind of concerning with the injuries. Think we should bring in one. RC3. So I'm pretty sure that Josh Norman just ended up coming back. He was in a non-contact jersey, I want to say, for the past 2 days of practice, and Levi Wallace pulled a hammy himself. Don't be surprised if we pick up like some sort of free agent, like a veteran free agent, just to sort of fill in the gap temporarily. But it sounds like that Norman will be ready for week 1. And since Levi Wallace is still super young, I think that he's going to be in a position to recover from a hamstring injury a lot faster than somebody like Josh Norman, who is 31, 32 years old. It really comes down to age at this point. Still think Taron is fine. And so I think we're good at CB, honestly, man. Like, I really think that we're good at CB. And maybe just take it light at practice for a while. As long as we have Trey White out there, dude, it's game over. And so I'm worried about Norman. And so Hacks 332, why are you worried about Norman? Are you worried that he's going to get injured again, or are you worried about his ability to play? Thomas Falzone, thank you, buddy. $3 donation. Realistic stat line for Josh week 1. Great work. Thomas, thank you, dude. Dude, here's my thing, right? Like, y'all know that I am like the biggest advocate for saying that throwing for 300 yards is absolutely pointless. But if Josh Allen is going to throw for 300 yards any game this year, it is going to be this one. The New York Jets, or the New Jersey Jets, excuse me, dude, they are a dumpster fire of an organization. They have no receivers, and the only relevant receivers that they had are injured. Their best receiver is a rookie in Denzel Mims, who practiced once or twice. Their best defensive players, with CJ Mosley and Jamal Adams, are gone, because CJ Mosley ended up going on ahead and he opted out. And Jamal Adams, we obviously know exactly what happened there. Those are the only 2 players that gave us trouble last year during week 1 in 2019. If there's any game that Josh Allen throws for over 300 yards and let's say 2 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown, it's going to be week 1. Watch Josh Allen dominate the NFL coverage on Monday and Tuesday. The NFL is going to be having a wet dream about Josh Allen after the performance that he is about to put up on Sunday. Like, y'all, like straight up facts. Jim, $5 donation. My dude, flash us the shocker sign. My man. My man. Breaking Tables, Bill Talk, $5 donation, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Why are so many Bills fans already writing off Singletary as RB1? He was our best pick from last year in the draft. Dable never utilized him the right way. You know, I don't think that people are hating on Devin Singletary. I think that they're just excited about Zach Moss, right? I am in the position, Breaking Tables, Bill Talks. I am in the position that he is still going to be the running back that dominates the snap count, right? So, I mean, I'm still seeing him being a 65% running back that's taken the majority of the snaps at this point. What I have read, and not necessarily that I agree with this, but there's some concerns about Devin Singletary's ball security. There's some concerns about that. And that's why I think a lot of people are like, oh my God, Zach Moss, he might be the running back to be able to go on ahead and just push forward and be that dude. But I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that the Bills are going to be a running back by committee this year, saying that both of them stay healthy. But hey, honestly, say for example that Devin Singletary were to go down with an injury, and let's knock on wood there because we don't want that to happen. I think we would be okay because Zach Moss is completely capable of being an RB1. He's completely capable of being an RB1, but I still think Devin Singletary is our man this year. 60%. And then, like I said, Zach Moss is going to be our goal line and red zone running back. So, I mean, say that y'all can pick him up. I want to say like 13. No, he's going in like the 9th or the 10th round in most fantasy drafts. Zach Moss. But I mean, I probably wouldn't start him week 1. But Fenoy, $5 donation, dude. My man. Should we trade Milano if we get low on cap? Got White to sign Allen, Edmonds, Hyde, Poyer in another 2 to 3 years. Someone needs to take the bullet. Fenoy, dude. You're just putting these difficult conversations on me right now, bro. Like you are putting these really difficult decisions on me, and this is difficult because I love Matt Milano. I think that he's one of the most slept on running backs in the entire NFL, and I would be willing, say that I was in charge of the Bills front office and say that I was a GM, that I would be doing whatever it takes to find a way to structure a contract that would make him happy, but also be team friendly. I don't know whether or not that I would trade him, man. Damn, dude, that's tough. Right now, I mean, say that I had to let him walk. Say that this was between letting Matt Milano walk or signing Trey White and making him one of the highest paid cornerbacks in the entire league, then I would pick Trey White over him because I think that McDermott and Bean are just like have such a fantastic eye of being able to like pick out whatever defensive player you want and they'll automatically take an immediate impact. So I have faith in McDermott and Bean. And say that we do let Milano walk, dude, then like I can almost guarantee you that the first round next year for the NFL draft will be a linebacker. So, all right, Mr. RC3, $10 donation, dude. Thank you so much, my dude. Thank you, man. When the Bills win the Super Bowl, watch they blame it on COVID. RC3, yes. In fact, I've had this conversation with a couple of my friends recently that I swear to God, if the Bills win it all this year and they like dare put an asterisk next to it, I'm going to flip the fuck out because you know why? It's football, baby. It's going to happen. But say that we do win it this year, then we better win it next year too. Or like we better go on ahead and just absolutely run through the AFC because we're going to have a lot to prove. And you know what, dude? Like the media hates the Bills so much. Like the media hates the Bills so much that that's a storyline that they would put out. They would 100% put that out. Say that Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl this year, then the media is just going to be slurping on their knob for at least a month and a half. But if the Bills win, oh, dude, It's going to be like, oh, dude. Yeah, dude. It was because of COVID, dude. There's no way the Bills would have won the Super Bowl if there wasn't opt-outs. And personally, I do think it's bullshit, but I mean, is what it is. What's up, Laura? Laura Lewandowski, what's up? Teddy, thank you for the $2 donation, my dude. Will Murphy be cut, and what will our record be? I don't believe Murphy is going to get cut just because I feel like that we're going to roll with 4 defensive ends this year, and those 4 defensive ends just so happen to be Jerry Hughes, Mario Addison, Mr. AJ Epinesa, and Trent Murphy. I don't think that us moving forward with 3 defensive ends is going to make a lot of sense. I know that, was it Quentin Jefferson or Vernon Butler that played a little defensive end? Like, they're not true defensive end, but they've like played in that position before. Regardless, I see Murphy still being on this team regardless. What will the Bills' record be? 11-5, baby. 11-5, and we win the AFC East. I'm going second or third seed in the playoffs. Gil, great take, dude. Great take. Opting out is same as injuries. The season will be legit no matter who wins. Gil, thank you. In fact, you just ended up giving me ammo for anybody that gives me that shit, like talking about, oh yeah, dude, like the Bills are on like a mad run right now, but it doesn't count because it's COVID. I'm going to say that 110%. Like, thank you for putting that into my, I want to say, so my artillery for sure. Like, that's a part of my ammo from now on, just because of that. And so do you sing Stephon Diggs will play? Of course. Come on, dude. And so he's our absolute best receiver. Dante with a $25 donation. My dude. Come on, man. You're the man, Dante. And so my dude Dante has been here for a minute. He's been a part of the Don Mafia for as long as I can remember, dude. I appreciate that, man. I really do, dude. Holy shit, man. Holy shit, y'all. I've never donated, but this is for honestly always making me laugh, even when I'm feeling down. I love you, Dan, and love your content. Thank you for being my escape 100. Love you too, buddy. Love you too, man. Honestly, man, I do this because I've realized that like you guys genuinely enjoy. Like, I never would have thought in my entire life, that I could cause so much joy for people just by talking about like my passion, the Buffalo Bills, dude. Like, y'all, like, I love doing this. And Dante, dude, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. 121 in the room. Come on, smash that like button. Heather, you're always here for me. Does Gabriel Davis make the roster? Quan RIP the wave. Of course, dude. 110%. There is no way that Gabe Davis does not make this roster. There is no reality that Gabe Davis does not make this roster. He's an absolute stud. In fact, I think that he's probably going to be like our number 3 receiver, I want to say. He'll probably rotate with John Brown a couple of times on the opposite side of Diggs. He's going to be the red zone wide receiver, man. He's going to be the red zone wide receiver, especially with his capability of being able to like win those 50-50 plays, like be that big body receiver, like that strong ass receiver. Like, yo, for real. Like, there's no fucking way he doesn't make this team. And so I don't think I trust Tyler Bass. Thoughts? I mean, Anthony, like the jury is still out. And so I think the jury is still out on him, man. He's got a leg, and so he can drill like high 50 field goals on a consistent basis. From a practice standpoint, we'll see. Okay. Fenoy says, how much money are we going to give Tre'Davious? don't be surprised if Trey becomes the highest paid cornerback in the league. There's rumors that it might be done before week 1. There's rumors that it might be done before week 1. As far as like the actual figures, I'm not sure. Nathan, dude, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Gabriel Davis. You're right. You're right. And so I can't have Davis's mom, and so I can't have her, and so being mad at me already. And so Elijah goes best defense, best wide receiver core in the league. Best defense is the Buffalo Bills, and that's just not like a homer thing. Like I genuinely believe that the Buffalo Bills have the best defense in the league. Wide receivers, as much as I fucking hate to say it, it's the Buccaneers, dude. It's the Buccaneers. And so my boy Quan says, and do you think Josh Norman still has anything left in the tank? Yes, Quan, I do. In fact, and so I think that Norman was just screwed with like the Washington football team. And so the Redskins. And so whatever y'all want to call them. And so I think really like he went from the Panthers, which was coached by Sean McDermott, and they were a predominantly zone defense type of team. And then Norman chased the bag and he went to a defense that was like predominantly man coverage. So, I mean, like you were trying to mix in somebody that like his skill set didn't really go into that scheme. And so say that you will. So now that I think that Norman is going back to Sean McDermott, he's going back to a scheme that is very, very similar to what he ran in 2015 when he was in talks of being the defensive player of the year. He's going to have an absolute blowout season this year. Watch out. Watch out. It's going to be insane. Who do you think the biggest cut will be? Teddy. Damn. That's tough, man. And so, like, the biggest cut, and so I think the cuts are relatively predictable from my standpoint, but I mean, the cut that I would be surprised about would be Trent Murphy, but I think the 53-man roster is relatively predictable. And so I think that Jake Fromm is getting cut. And so I think that Jake Fromm is definitely getting cut. We'll see. And so with Dante, he goes, and if we go to the bowl and we're playing the Buccaneers, and if we win, that would be the greatest victory I've ever seen. Like, that would be poetic, my dude. Like, that would be poetic. Like, finally beating Brady and raising the Lombardi. Beating Brady and beating Gronk. Come on. Ridiculous. Jim, $5 donation. Thank you, my dude. Come on. And I need a screenshot of you flashing the shocker again. Screenshot it, baby. And so I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to hold this up for, and so I think that's long enough, honestly. Like, I mean, say that you haven't screenshotted it yet, then I mean, is what it is. Okay, so Quan goes, and will the Bills cut their tallest receiver, Isaiah Hodgins? Nah, they won't, dude. And so my wide receiver room is this. It's Stephon Diggs, John Brown, definitely Cole Beasley, Gabe Davis, Isaiah Hodgins, and Andre Roberts, 6. And so we're keeping 6. Say that we keep 7. Which I don't think we're going to, but if we do, the 7th will be Isaiah McKenzie. Does Robert Foster make the team? Dude, I love Foster, man, but I mean, I want to say a 0.5% chance that he makes this team. And so do you think that Gronk will return from GOAT form or be the same shitty player he was his last year? Aaron, it's really hard to say, but then again, like, name me one player that has taken a full year off of football and came back just as dominant as they were before their retirement. I mean, there's not many. I really don't see Gronk being like an absolute force, and I don't even really see him being targeted that often either, man. And so, like, there's so many weapons on Tampa Bay. It's upset. Cut from, keep Webb. I could see Webb being on the practice squad, but Josh Allen is setting passing records this year, dude. I hope so. And so if we went downtown, the Buffalo is going to go crazy. Fuck the COVID. We're all getting sick, raging for the Bills. Oh, yeah, dude, for sure. I would risk it 110%. Would definitely risk getting sick with COVID to celebrate the Buffalo Bills victory. And say that I die, I would die a happy man. Let's put it that way. Okay, and John Levine goes, in the over or under 350 rushing yards for Josh Allen this year. I'm saying over. I'm saying like, but barely over. I'm like, and so like when I like put down my prediction of his overall stat line, I had him around 400. So I'm saying around 400, I'd say. So not like significantly over 350, but a little bit over. And so Kyle goes, Danny the man. Kyle, nah, dude. You're the man. Patrick, Brady out with season-ending injury from throwing deflated ball. Thoughts on the training camp? Thoughts on the training bank of the QB ratings? Bills got 15. Interesting. I feel like that's low. Fanoy just bought a sticker, a hot dog sticker, my dude. $1.50 donation. Thank you, dude. Thank you, brother. What game is your must-see game, Dan? Heather, well, and so let me be honest with you, Heather. Every game to me is a must-see. Like, y'all, like, honestly, dude, like, I mean, like, when I am preparing for a game, like, I wake up at least, 4 to 5 hours before kickoff. Say that it's a 1 o'clock. Like, I'm up at, like, 7 a.m. just, like, watching content. Like, I mean, like, making content. Like, just, like, studying matchups. And, like, I watch intensively every single snap from pregame to postgame. So, I mean, like, I'm going to be invested in every single game that we play. And I'm going to treat it as important as whatever date crosses the calendar. But as far as games that I'm excited to watch, the Chiefs game, I am so excited to watch. I'm very excited for that first Thursday night football game, that first primetime game. Damn, it's about to be real. It's about to be real. And so Norman goes, what does Sparkles do on game days? Is she there with you? Norman, sometimes she's there with me. Sometimes she's there with me. She normally hangs out with her friends. Sometimes she's there, like, say that I need, like, a good luck charm and, like, say that we're playing, like, a really hard opponent and, like, I'm scared about it, then she'll come for me. But for the most part, like, that's, like, her girl day, right? And so she wears Bill shit, though, during that day. There's no questions asked about that. Okay, and so my dude Quan goes, will Tyler Croft or Dawson Knox blow up this year? That's hard to say, Quan. That's hard to say, man. As long as Knox addresses his dropping issue, man. I mean, he had 10 drops last year, which is personally, I think, abysmal. I'm really hoping that he addressed that. Say that he did address that, then I could see him blown up this year. Tyler Croft, I really didn't see a lot from him last year. Then again, it really wasn't his fault due to the fact that he was injured, I'd say 75% of the season. But I am completely confident in having Croft and Dawson Knox as our main tight ends. And it seems like Sweeney was taken off the PUP list, but then I think he went right back on. So I'm interested to see what he's going to do once he's back. But And so Josh goes, what do you think about Cam Newton being named captain and starting quarterback? Should we be worried? And who would you go with, Allen or Newton, for our starting quarterback? Josh Allen every single day. Josh Allen 15 days a week. 15 days a week. Like, there's no question. I would not be worried about Cam Newton just because who are his weapons, man? Mr. Julian Edelman? That's the only person that he has. Maybe N'Keal Harry. Maybe N'Keal Harry. I mean, he has nobody, dude. He has nobody. His running back room is a joke. His wide receiving room is a joke. His offensive line is decent, I guess. His defense is a skeleton of what they were in 2019. I am not worried about Cam Newton whatsoever. And if we lose to the Pats, I will be sincerely surprised. Oh, my dude Chris goes, I love the podcast. Thank you, dude. Thank you. And so show of hands or show of people in the live chat, who has watched who has listened to the podcast? Believe in Bills, who has listened to it? Fanoy, thank you for the donation again, man. I appreciate that. Are we cutting Lee Smith? He's a penalty beast. Fanoy, he is. He is. There's no question about that. I don't see him being cut just because of his leadership rate in the locker room, and he's a really good blocker. I just hope that he like stops the penalty situation. Stop vaping or I'm going to come over there and slap you. My dude. Love it. Nate W. And I don't even know who the heck is on the Pats anymore. Yeah, I know, dude. Exactly. Like there's nobody. And so it sounds like a lot of y'all have been listening to the podcast, man. Like that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. And so I think that me and Aaron, we're doing like a Jets pregame podcast on Wednesday. So be on the lookout for the Jets pregame podcast on Wednesday. And I mean, let's just do it up, y'all. And so my dude, oh my God. And so I bet the media is going to say that we haven't played anyone to win the division. If the media pulls that shit again when we have like the fourth hardest schedule in the entire NFL, then I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Chris, $10. Thank you, dude. My dude. Thank you, brother. $10 donation. My dude. We're here. Tony, Dan, what do you think our division record will be? Tony, I have the Bills going 5-1. I'm not sure who we're going to lose to. For a long time, I said that the Dolphins were going to take one because I like their defense. I think that they have the best defense besides the Bills right in the AFC East. And so those two cornerbacks are just filthy. Say that I had to pick one team to beat the Bills, it would be the Dolphins. And so I think we're sweeping the Pats, and so I think we're sweeping the Jets. But 5-1. Josh Rosen was cut, was he? Interesting. And so I did hear that he had like a tremendous camp, though, which is insane, right? And so I really thought that he had like a crazy camp. And so I got to confirm this real fast. Damn. They did. They released Rosen. That's insane, y'all. Four and 2 division record, calling it losses to Dolphins and Pats. And so I could see that. Man, I've never experienced a pregame tailgate. Dante. Well, hey, man, listen. And so once the tailgate thing is going down, and so I'm thinking about having like a Don Mafia tailgate and just inviting the whole homies, inviting all the homies, and just having like the biggest tailgate in the Hammerlot, baby. And this year, obviously, that's not going to happen, but I'm planning on doing it. Norman, and so I played the last podcast for my wife. Now she wants Aaron's autograph too. Just kidding. Norman, my man. Who is the comeback player of the year? Big Ben. Thank you, Breaking Tables. I did see that donation, but this question that I just saw really stirred my interest. Comeback player of the year, Big Ben, Cam, Stafford, Gronk, or AJ Green? Ian, great question. Say that Alex Smith throws one pass during the regular season, it's going to be him. Because, I mean, like, that guy came back from, like, a life-threatening injury. I think it's going to be Alex Smith. I do know that they ended up naming Dwayne Haskins as the starter, but I do think that Alex Smith will take over soon, in my opinion. Elliot, what's up? Just sucks that there will be a next to our Super Bowl win this year. No, Elliot. Nice take, but somebody in the comments earlier just said that with opt-outs, treat them like injuries. There's no asterisks next to a team that wins the Super Bowl because the team that dominated their division for the longest time had 4 or 5 injuries. That's not the case. Treat COVID like an injury curse on a team. There's going to be no asterisk next to our name this year. There shouldn't be. $5 donation, Breaking Tables, Bills Talk. My dude, thank you. Are you superstitious? And do you have a pregame routine or jersey you have to wear? I'm a big-time superstitious person. I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious. And so that's an Office reference, by the way, in case you didn't know. Yeah, dude, I do have a pregame routine. I legitimately, when I go to watch the game, like I have a seat right at this bar that I need to sit at. And I'm so obsessed with the fact that that bar opens up at 11 a.m. and I am at the door waiting at like 10:50 just so I can ensure that I have my seat. And I make sure that I order the exact same thing every single time. And that's their $20 special where they give me like a fucking like beer tower, huge. And then I get like one full pizza and buffalo wings on the side, like blue cheese on the side. Like I get that whenever I go to the bar, the exact same thing. It is absolutely a tradition. And as far as what I wear, so I'll start by wearing my Jim Kelly jersey, and I'll wear that for every single game that we win. So say that we win week 1, then I am wearing the same jersey, not washed, week 2. Say that we win again, then I'm wearing the same jersey, not washed, week 3. But say that we lose, that's when I switch it up. And maybe I'll wear my Bills hoodie, or I'll wear my old Eric Moulds like throwback jersey for like the next one. Like I switch my clothing based off of its win record. Last year, my Jim Kelly jersey had the best win record. I'm pretty sure when I wore my Jim Kelly jersey, we were 6-2. 6 wins when I wore 6 wins when I wore my Jim Kelly jersey, 2 losses when I wore my Jim Kelly jersey. So I don't know. But yes, like question, I am superstitious. And so Retake Simps, you too. What's up, bro? That's an amazing name. Hey, Dan, so do you think that we still win against Pittsburgh if that's Ben at QB instead of Duck? Drew, are you talking about 2019 or 2020? Say that you're talking about 2020, yes. Say that Big Ben was starting in 2019. I don't know. It might have been a little closer. Raven, just subscribed. And so I love your work and your passion. And I hope we will see a Super Bowl win reaction soon. Let's go, Buffalo. My dude. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, man. I know, dude. Trust me. Like I'm planning on like live streaming my game time reactions the entire time. So say that y'all just wanted to mute like your television screens instead of listening to the announcers, then you can just listen to me talk to you guys. Like I'm like legitimately planning on like watching the game, whether that it's on my TV or whether that I'm at a bar. Like I'm legitimately going all in. Like I'm bringing my laptop and I'm bringing my like microphone and stuff like that. And I'm going to be at the bar drinking and hanging out with friends, and y'all are going to be able to see my entire reaction the entire time. So, I mean, things are about to be absurd. And so do you think that if Josh wins the Super Bowl, and do you think he will be here to stay? Oh, yeah, Dante, for sure. For sure, dude. 110%. He's on his third year. So I think like the rookie contract's about 4 years itself. And I mean, we'll probably end up grabbing his 5th-year option. So I mean, he really wouldn't have a choice for about 2 years, to be honest with you. But I mean, say that he wins us a Super Bowl this year, man, then there's no doubt in my mind that we extend that dude to a long-term contract. And so the AKA Productions goes, and do you think the Kansas City game will be a Dallas repeat? I do. No one expects us to win that game. But let me tell you what, y'all, and the Chiefs need to lose some games. They're going to lose some games this year. It's just how it is. And so Raving Raven goes, excluding injuries, what is the worst case scenario, rate in your opinion, for the Bills? As far as a record, worst case scenario for the Bills is 9-7, but they're still making the playoffs. They're still winning the division with that record. And so the Bills could legitimately go 9-7 and still win. It's insane. And a Diggs to Allen touchdown, I mean, we need to make it happen. And so do you think that Duke still has a chance to making the 53-man roster even with Gabe Davis blowing up Jackson? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't see Duke Williams. I don't see him making this team, man. Unfortunately not. And so especially once you have Davis blown up in camp and Isaiah Hodgins has had a great camp, and then you need Andre Roberts there. I mean, unfortunately, I just don't see him making this roster. So what do you think is the Bills' final record this year? We are 11-5, and we're going to be the 2nd or 3rd seed in the playoffs. Home field for the division round, baby. It's going to be amazing. B Lightning goes, and so I got a good one for you, Dan. How many game-winning touchdowns will Diggs have this season? 2. And so I'm being conservative. Because I'm hoping that the Bills just run away with a shit ton of games. And so I am hoping that the Bills offense wins by more than 3 scores at least 5 times this season. As Bills fans, I think we deserve that. And so I think that we deserve to like walk out of the bar and be like, holy shit. And the Bills just beat this team 35-10, 42-10. Like, we deserve that shit. Oh, man. And so do you think we run the hurry up J gun this year? Thomas Falzone. And so I see what you did there. And not the K gun, but the J gun. I like that. So I think if there's any year for the Bills to implement that hurry up offense on a consistent basis, it's this one because of COVID. Because these players have not had preseason. They're going to be rusty. If there's anything that the Bills need to do for a hurry up offense, it's against week 1. Like, just tire out that Jets defense. Yes, I do think that we should make that a part of our game plan. Wait. And what if it's Diggs so Allen's and so the downtown Bills win the Super Bowl? Oh, yeah, dude. Crazy. And so Elliot goes, and do you go to a Bills backers bar to watch the games? Elliot, I do sometimes because the one Bills bar that I go to is like 45 minutes away from my house. And like, I mean, like y'all know that I love, and so like when I watch the Bills, like obviously, and so I'll throw back a couple Labatts, right? And so I'll throw back a couple Molson Canadians and get a little saucy. So I don't drink and drive. And so the Uber up there is like $79 one way and 79 back. So I mean, like I'll go up there like once or twice a year, but I mean, for the most part, I just stick around like some local bars, and there's like a shit ton of Bills fans everywhere anyway. So no matter where I go, there's always going to be, some Bills fans there, which is dope. What's up, Jacob? Damn. Well, hey, Down Mafia. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Down Mafia live stream. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Friday, y'all. Definitely be on the lookout for a video tomorrow. I mean, it's clear that I'm going to be dropping a video on reacting to the final 53-man roster for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, the deadline's at 4, so I mean, I'm assuming that you'll probably see the video sometime around 5 o'clock. So, yeah, say that you're new here. I highly recommend subscribing to the channel. I consistently put out saucy-ass Bills content, baby. That's just the name of the game. But thank y'all for tuning in, y'all. Love you. And above all else, let's go Buffalo.